The Paradox of Aeon. Part 1. The Vanishing City. The year is 2125, and Earth stands at the pinnacle of technological achievement, with innovations shaping every facet of human life. Cities now span across continents, powered by sustainable energy sources, and artificial intelligence has evolved into a pervasive, almost sentient force, influencing everything from governance to personal decisions. However, beneath this utopian veneer lies an undercurrent of deep unease, as humanity faces the unknown consequences of its own progress. This unsettling atmosphere begins with a discovery that could alter the very fabric of reality. A team of international scientists, drilling beneath the thick layers of Arctic ice, stumbles upon an ancient device unlike anything ever seen before. It is a relic so old that its origins are impossible to determine. The device is covered in intricate carvings, faintly glowing symbols, and a material that seems to resist all attempts at analysis. As the device is carefully excavated and brought to the surface, the world watches in stunned silence. Early attempts to study it fail, but eventually a breakthrough occurs. When a team of quantum physicists and cryptographers decodes the symbols etched into the device, they unlock a series of cryptic messages, each more puzzling than the last. The messages, when analyzed, reveal references to an advanced civilization, one that exists in a parallel universe. This civilization, though far more advanced than humanity, appears to have vanished long ago, leaving behind only these fragments of information, scattered across dimensions. The messages are chilling. They hint at the existence of a highly evolved species that discovered the ability to traverse between universes. Yet, something went terribly wrong. The messages speak of a cataclysmic event, one that shattered the fabric of reality and led to the civilization's disappearance. Could this parallel universe civilization have been destroyed by their own technological advancements? Was it their discovery of interdimensional travel that caused their downfall? And most disturbingly, could the device be a warning to humanity about the dangers of pushing too far into realms beyond comprehension? As scientists and governments scramble to make sense of the device and its messages, a sense of urgency grips the world. Experts debate whether this is a sign of impending doom or a monumental opportunity for the future. Some argue that unlocking the secrets of the device could give humanity the power to transcend time and space, while others fear that tampering with such forces could unravel the very fabric of reality itself. Amid this tension, an underground movement begins to emerge, one that believes the device holds the key to humanity's survival in an uncertain future. The discovery of the ancient device sets off a global race for knowledge and control, with every nation eager to harness its potential. But as more is learned about the messages, questions arise. Could humanity's rapid technological progress be leading them down the same dangerous path as the lost civilization? Or is the device an invitation to push the boundaries of human understanding, to explore the uncharted territories of the universe? The world is on the cusp of a discovery that could either propel humanity to new heights or lead it into a spiral of existential crisis. Dr. Elena Ferris, a brilliant but reclusive scientist, has spent her career unraveling the mysteries of the universe. Known for her groundbreaking work in quantum physics and dimensional theory, she had always been regarded as one of the brightest minds of her generation. Yet, despite her accolades, Elena had chosen to work in isolation, away from the public eye. She preferred the quiet solitude of her lab, where she could focus on the uncharted territories of science, untouched by the distractions of fame and the prying eyes of the world. But everything changed the moment she was called upon to lead the research on the Aeon device. The Aeon device, which had been unearthed beneath the Arctic ice, was unlike anything Dr. Ferris had ever encountered. Its enigmatic nature had baffled even the most experienced researchers, but when Elena took her first look at the device, she felt an unsettling sense of familiarity. It was as though the device had been waiting for her, perhaps even beckoning her to unlock its secrets. With her unparalleled expertise in the manipulation of quantum fields, she quickly took charge of the investigation, pouring herself into deciphering the cryptic symbols and messages hidden within the device. What Elena and her team discovered sent shockwaves through the scientific community. The device, when activated, revealed not just a series of messages but a detailed map. A map that pointed to the location of a city that should not exist. This city, known as Aeon, was unlike any place humanity had ever known. The data indicated that Aeon appeared and disappeared at random intervals, materializing at different coordinates across the globe. No one had ever been able to reach it, and no physical trace of it had ever been found. Every attempt to locate it had been in vain, as the city vanished just as quickly as it appeared. Elena became consumed by the mystery of Aeon. The more she studied the map, the more certain she became that the city was not just an illusion. It was real, but it existed on a different plane of reality, fluctuating between dimensions in a way that defied the laws of space and time. The map revealed the city's coordinates, but only for a brief period before they would shift again. No one had ever managed to pinpoint its exact location before it disappeared, and the few who had ventured into the areas where the city was believed to have appeared reported strange phenomena: distorted time, altered perceptions, and a sense of being trapped in a place that existed outside of normal reality. As Dr. Ferris delved deeper into the device's secrets, she began to uncover startling truths about the city of Aeon. The more she examined the data, the more she realized that the city was not just a random anomaly. It was a key, perhaps even a gate, to a deeper, more profound understanding of the universe. The coordinates did not point to a location in the traditional sense. They pointed to an intersection of dimensions, where the boundaries between worlds were thin and fragile. Aeon, it seemed, was a city caught between these worlds, existing in a state of perpetual flux, never truly belonging to one reality or another. The discovery of Aeon quickly becomes the subject of intense global interest. Governments, corporations, and shadowy organizations all vie for control of the device and the knowledge it holds. But Elena, ever the skeptic, is reluctant to share her findings with the outside world. She fears that the pursuit of Aeon could lead to disastrous consequences. There are dangers in meddling with dimensions, she knows, and the device may be more than humanity can handle. Her warnings, however, go unheeded, and soon, a desperate race begins to uncover the secrets of the city before it vanishes again. Elena's own obsession with the city deepens. She becomes convinced that Aeon holds the answers to questions that have plagued her for years. Could the city be the key to understanding the ancient civilization from the parallel universe, the one hinted at in the messages of the Aeon device? Could it be that the civilization's experiments with interdimensional travel caused their own destruction, and that the city of Aeon is a remnant, a ghost of their failed experiments, floating in and out of existence as a warning to humanity? Or is Aeon something more, a gateway to a future humanity is not yet ready to comprehend? As Elena races against time to find the city before it disappears again, she faces an existential dilemma. If she uncovers the city's secrets, she could potentially unlock the next phase of human evolution. But at what cost? What if the city's mysteries are too dangerous to be uncovered? The more she learns, the more she realizes that the answers she seeks may not just change humanity. They may change the very fabric of reality itself. Driven by an insatiable need to uncover the truth behind the mysterious city of Aeon, Dr. Elena Ferris assembles a team of elite individuals, each with their own unique set of skills, to embark on the perilous expedition. She knows that the journey ahead will be fraught with danger, but her determination to unlock the secrets of Aeon outweighs the fear. Time is running out, and with each passing day, the city's coordinates shift, slipping further into the unknown. Noah, A former military pilot with years of experience navigating the most treacherous environments on Earth, is the first to join Elena's team. Despite his gruff exterior and troubled past, Noah is deeply loyal and fiercely protective of those he trusts. His skills in flying complex aircraft and his ability to survive in hostile conditions make him an invaluable asset to the team. Having been haunted by a past mission gone wrong, Noah sees this expedition as a chance at redemption. But his journey into the jungles of South America, a land known for its wild terrain and ancient mysteries, will push him to his limits. Lila, a brilliant tech-savvy hacker with a flair for unraveling digital puzzles, is the second member of Elena's hand-picked team. Lila is a prodigy, able to bypass firewalls, decipher encrypted communications, and manipulate advanced technologies with ease. She had once been a member of a secretive tech collective that focused on decoding ancient artifacts and unlocking hidden digital libraries. Now, she seeks something more, a purpose that transcends the digital world. For Lila, the expedition represents a challenge unlike anything she has ever encountered. A chance to decrypt a mystery not just encoded in numbers and data, but in the very fabric of reality itself. Together, this unlikely trio ventures into the heart of South America's vast jungles, where the search for Aeon leads them through dense, unexplored territories. The journey is grueling, with the oppressive humidity and the constant threat of dangerous wildlife testing their endurance. They rely on fragmented clues from the Aeon device's map, each clue more cryptic than the last. The coordinates are ever-changing, as though the city is playing a game of hide-and-seek, taunting them with its fleeting presence. As they venture deeper into the jungle, the anomalies that surround them begin to grow more pronounced. At first, they dismiss the strange phenomena as the tricks of an overstressed mind. But as they press on, they can no longer ignore the signs. Objects in the jungle seem to defy gravity. Rocks hover in midair, and trees bend in impossible angles. At times, the air grows thick with an eerie hum, as if the very atmosphere is warping around them. The jungle seems to pulse with an unnatural energy, as though the boundaries between dimensions are thinning. One evening, as the team sets up camp, a soft, haunting whisper drifts through the trees, carried by the wind. It is a voice that is not human, not animal, yet it is undeniably intelligible, murmuring words in a language they cannot understand. Elena's heart races as she listens, her mind spinning with the implications of what this could mean. Could it be a warning? Or was it an echo from the parallel universe, a remnant of the advanced civilization that had once attempted to bridge the dimensions? Noah, ever the skeptic, tries to rationalize it, but even he cannot shake the unease that lingers in the air. Then, one night, they experience something even more extraordinary. As they follow the shifting coordinates on Elena's device, they arrive at a location that seems to align with the most recent map reading. But as they look around, they see it, a faint outline of a city, shimmering in the distance. It is a fleeting vision, like a mirage, but it is there. Towering structures, impossibly sleek and advanced, appear to rise out of the mist. The architecture is unlike anything they have ever seen, alien in design yet strangely familiar. The city gleams with an otherworldly light, as though it exists on the cusp of two realities. Before they can approach, however, the vision vanishes. In an instant, the city is gone, leaving behind only the faintest traces of its presence, distant echoes and the shimmering heat of its disappearance. The team is left standing in stunned silence, unsure of what they've just witnessed. Was it a hallucination? A trick of the mind brought on by the anomalies of the jungle? Or had they truly glimpsed Aeon, the city that exists between worlds, slipping away once more before they could reach it? The sight of the city, even if only for a few moments, solidifies Elena's belief that they are on the right path, but it also heightens the stakes. They are not just chasing a lost city, they are chasing a phenomenon that defies the very laws of physics, a place that seems to transcend time and space itself. As the team presses on, they realize that the closer they get to Aeon, the more the anomalies intensify. The boundaries between the known and the unknown are breaking down, and the dangers they face are no longer just physical. They are existential. Lila's tech skills and Noah's military expertise are put to the ultimate test as they navigate the increasingly erratic landscape. Each step forward seems to push them deeper into a world that is becoming more and more unpredictable, where time bends and reality warps. Yet Elena, driven by a need to understand the secrets of the Aeon device and the city it points to, refuses to turn back. The city is out there, somewhere, and she will stop at nothing to find it, before it disappears once again. As Elena, Noah, and Lila press deeper into the dense jungle, the enigmatic coordinates seem to guide them with an unsettling precision. The anomalies that once seemed to defy physics now take on an even more terrifying quality. What was once strange gravity-defying phenomena and eerie whispers in the wind now escalate into full-fledged temporal distortions. The very fabric of time itself seems to warp around them, pulling them into flashes of possible futures, alternate versions of the city, and fractured glimpses of the past. At first, these temporal distortions appear as fleeting, disjointed flashes, moments where the present is suddenly overlaid with images of the future, as if the timeline itself were an unstable, shifting pattern. Elena, looking down at the device in her hand, begins to notice that it pulses with a rhythmic beat, syncing with the temporal anomalies. The more they approach the coordinates, the stronger the distortions become. The team begins to experience vivid visions of themselves in different timelines. Lila, seemingly aged and grizzled, working frantically on a version of the device. Noah, standing in the heart of a war-torn version of the city, bloodied and battered, his eyes hollow with despair. And Elena, standing alone in the ruins of the city, clutching the device as though it were a lifeline, her face twisted with regret. Each flash lasts only a few seconds, but the impact is profound. The team starts to question whether they are truly traveling in time, or if the device itself is causing them to witness parallel versions of their own timeline. They begin to wonder whether these visions are mere hallucinations or echoes of possible realities, stretching out from the collapsing center of Aeon's dimensional rift. With every step they take toward the city, the paradox becomes more intense. The distortions no longer come in flashes. They linger, distorting the flow of time and creating a haunting sense of déjà vu. Noah, who had initially dismissed the idea of time as a fluid concept, begins to unravel. The images of the city's destruction, the apocalyptic version of Aeon, haunt him with increasing frequency. He sees himself in the future, alone and broken, staring at a city consumed by fire and chaos. He witnesses the fall of Aeon, its towering structures collapsing under the weight of an unknown force. It is clear to him that something far darker is at play than simply finding an ancient city. It is as though the city is not just a physical place, but a marker for a catastrophic event. The more Noah experiences these visions, the more he becomes convinced that the city of Aeon is not just a destination to be reached, but a warning of an inevitable fate that they cannot avoid. Elena, too, begins to unravel under the weight of these temporal disruptions. Her scientific curiosity, which had driven her to this point, starts to falter as she questions the true purpose of the device. She had always believed that the Aeon device was a key to understanding a lost civilization, a relic of a parallel universe, but the closer they get to the city, the more she wonders whether the device is something far more dangerous. Is it a tool to explore other dimensions, or is it a beacon that calls forth the destruction of those who dare to uncover it? As she sees fragments of her own future self, her face etched with despair and regret, She begins to fear that the device's true function is not discovery, but something much more insidious, a trigger for a catastrophic event that spans across time. The team's resolve is shaken, but Elena refuses to turn back. The allure of Aeon, and the possibility that they may be on the precipice of understanding the nature of existence itself, keeps her moving forward. Yet, each new temporal flash seems to carry more weight. Each version of the city they see is a mirror of the one they are chasing, but it is fractured, broken, a city doomed to fade and reappear in different times and realities. The more they approach the coordinates, the more they realize that Aeon is not just a city from another universe. It is a nexus point, a place where the threads of time converge and unravel. As the team nears the location where Aeon is destined to appear, the tension between them grows. Lila, once the optimistic hacker, is now unsettled, her confidence shaken by the sheer complexity of the device's power. She is starting to realize that unlocking its full potential might have consequences they cannot possibly predict. Noah, already haunted by his visions, is becoming desperate. His warning that the city is not merely a place to find, but a harbinger of something far darker, begins to resonate with Elena, though she is reluctant to admit it. Could it be that they are not just discovering Aeon, but walking into the heart of a cosmic storm, a point of no return? In the final moments before they reach the coordinates, Elena stands still for a moment, her gaze fixed on the horizon where Aeon is predicted to appear. She can feel the pull of the city, a place that exists not just in space but in time, an anchor between the past, present, and future. The distortions are growing stronger, and Elena knows that they are not merely on the verge of finding a lost city. They are on the edge of a discovery that will redefine the nature of reality itself. The paradox is closing in on them, and they are about to learn that Aeon is not just a city that disappears. It is a city that is both a warning and a key, a place that exists in the folds of time and space, ready to reshape everything they thought they knew about the universe. But the question remains, can they survive the consequences of unlocking its secrets? The air is thick with tension as the team stands on the edge of the cliff, their eyes locked on the sight before them. Below them lies the city of Aeon, an ancient metropolis that seems to exist on the cusp of reality and fantasy. Its towering spires glow with an ethereal light, flickering in and out of existence like a dying star. The city pulses with a strange energy, as if it is both part of the world and entirely apart from it, caught between dimensions, between time itself. The skyline is unlike anything they've ever seen, alien, yet hauntingly familiar, as though it has been waiting for them to arrive. The map, the device, and all their theories have led them here. This is it. They are standing on the precipice of discovery, a place that should not exist, but does. And yet, even as they prepare to descend, a deep sense of unease grips them all. Something about the city feels wrong, as if its presence is a promise of something both wondrous and terrifying. Elena steps forward, her heart pounding in her chest. This is what she has been searching for, the key to understanding the ancient civilization, the answers to the questions that have haunted her for years. But as she takes a step closer to the cliff's edge, a cold shiver runs down her spine. The city below them seems to pulse in rhythm with her heartbeat, flickering faster now, as if it knows they are near. It feels like the city is watching them, waiting for them to cross the threshold. The very air hums with an unsettling energy, and the distorted whispers that had once been distant now seem to surround them, filling the air with an almost palpable presence. Noah, always the skeptic, stands beside her, his brow furrowed in concern. His earlier visions of the city's destruction flash in his mind once more. Smoldering ruins, fire raining down from the sky, and the echoes of the city's collapse ringing in his ears. He can't shake the feeling that they're not just approaching a lost city, but a trap. His military instincts scream at him to turn back, to avoid whatever fate lies waiting for them in Aeon. But Elena's determination is unwavering. She won't stop now, not when they're so close. Lila, her fingers still gripping the device that led them here, gazes out at the city, her expression one of awe mixed with apprehension. She can feel it too, the pull of Aeon, the magnetic force that seems to draw them toward it. But beneath the fascination, there is fear. The distortions have been growing stronger with every step they've taken. And now, as they stand on the edge of the cliff, they feel as if the fabric of reality itself is beginning to tear. The world around them seems to flicker, as if they are standing on the edge of a great divide, the line between worlds beginning to blur. Just as Elena opens her mouth to speak, to give the order to descend into the city below, the air changes. The temperature drops sharply, the wind picks up, and the sky above them darkens in an instant. Clouds swirl, churning violently as though caught in a vortex. A massive storm begins to form out of nowhere, the wind howling like a chorus of voices. But these voices are not human. The trees around them bend violently, the earth trembling beneath their feet. It is as if the city itself is reacting to their presence, rejecting them, or perhaps warning them to turn back. A crack of thunder splits the sky, and then, in the midst of the storm's fury, a voice calls out. Faint, distant, yet unmistakably clear. It cuts through the howling winds, sending chills down their spines. Elena! No, Lila. The voice is haunting, filled with a sense of desperation and forewarning. It echoes through the storm, seeming to come from every direction, yet from nowhere at all. It is a voice they cannot place, a voice that seems to come from the very heart of the city itself. The call is chilling, as if it knows them, as if it is beckoning them towards something they cannot yet comprehend. For a moment, time seems to freeze. Elena, Noah, and Lila stand frozen, staring at the swirling storm, unsure of what to do next. The voice continues to echo in their minds, like a warning from a future they cannot escape. It is not just a call. It is a plea, an invitation, and a warning all at once. It feels as though the city itself is alive, aware of their presence, and determined to draw them into its depths. The storm grows more violent, the wind now tearing at their clothes, the ground beneath them shaking with increasing intensity. The faint glow of Aeon flickers wildly, casting long, unnatural shadows over the jungle below. The city is vanishing and reappearing in waves, as though it is caught in some kind of temporal distortion. The nearer they get, the more unstable the world around them becomes, as though reality itself is beginning to unravel. Noah's eyes flicker with fear, the visions of the city's destruction flooding back into his mind. He knows they cannot stay here much longer. "We have to go," he says urgently, his voice barely audible over the storm. "We're not ready for this. Whatever's waiting for us in that city, it's not what we think." But Elena's eyes remain fixed on the flickering city below, her determination hardening. "We're already too far in, Noah," she says, her voice trembling but resolute. "We have to go forward. We have no choice." With a final glance at the storm swirling around them, the team takes a deep breath, steeling themselves for what lies ahead. As they begin to descend, the storm rages on, and the voice continues to call their names, now louder, more insistent. The city flickers in and out of existence, drawing them closer with every step. The closer they get, the more the world seems to fall apart around them. Time, space, and reality themselves are becoming threads unraveled by their very presence. And so, with hearts racing and their minds clouded with uncertainty, they continue down the cliffside toward a city that seems to exist outside the bounds of time, a city that may hold the answers they seek, or it may be the beginning of the end. The storm howls louder, and as they draw near to the city's edge, they realize that this is only the beginning. The true test of their survival and the fate of the world lies within the shifting, ever-vanishing walls of Aeon. To be continued.